growing powers, activate! Ant-Man's coming out in a week, so I better do my thoughts going into video on it. And again, for once, I don't have to say my thoughts on the previous Marvel films were. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't really see much of a point. So let's get right to it. Ant-Man is a film that I think is going to do fine, but a lot of stuff has me worried about it. I mean, part of it's just, lack of I mean, I could just say, there's a part of me that just wants to say this is going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, where, I'm excited for it, but there's nothing in the trailers that really hypes me up, and then I see the movie, and it's like the greatest thing ever. But just knowing what's been going on behind the scenes, I'm a little worried about this film. For one thing, just the fact that Edgar Wright got scrapped off the project. If you know, Edgar Wright was supposed to make the movie, but Marvel, I mean, they didn't give a clear reason why. They just said it wasn't what we wanted, which basically just leads me to believe that they kept trying to shoehorn in like a bunch of tie-ins to the MCU, and Edgar Wright didn't want that because it would detract from his story, so they let him go. And the problem with that is that the guys they replaced you with, I looked on IMDb, and these guys are nothing special. Like, I mean, I'll look one more time while I'm talking and multitasking, which I know will inhibit the qualities, but I don't care. But yeah, like, I was looking at these directors, and yeah, Peyton Reed. I've never heard of these guys, and the point is that the guys they were picking just are very mediocre. Not mediocre, but they're guys I've never heard of, and I haven't done anything like you picked a guy who just did TV. And and even taking that aside, just looking at the trailers, it doesn't look very unique. Like, it looks like every other superhero ever made. You have the troublemaker who gets powers and he has to use them responsibly, but he's also kind of a jerk and he has to learn about being responsible. And then you have the fact that you have a guy who steals a suit that's somewhat like his, and it just looks a little generic. I mean, I'm sure the action is going to be a little fun. Like, there's a lot of fun you can have with him shrinking down to ant size. But again, but I feel like I've already seen all of it. Like, the trailers showed quite a bit, and I'm just worried that the trailers are going to show a bit. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun, but I'm just worried that it won't be as special as it could have or should have been. Financially, it's going to do fine. It's Marvel. Just slap Marvel on it and it'll do really well. It'll be interesting to see how well this original film does in comparison. I mean, Guardians proved it'll be fine, but just given everything that's coming out, like, I wonder how Ant-Man will hold. I'm sure it'll do fine. I'm going to go see it. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm just a little nervous about, but again, I'm hopeful it'll be fun. I guess my biggest issue is I'm just always just going to be wondering what this film would have been like if Edgar Wright had created it. Not created. He did create it if they had kept Edgar Wright on board. So are you excited for Ant-Man? Comment below. Let me know. Like, dislike, subscribe.